What are the 10 standout traits that Stoic men have which 99% of other men don't? In today's video, we'll be going through all of these unique characteristics, one after the other, so that you can start implementing them in your own life if you don't already do. This is a surefire way to change your perspective on the world and how you interact with it. Before we go further into the video, make sure to drop a like if you enjoy the video and subscribe if you're new here. Click the bell icon to get notified whenever we drop new content. Back to the video. Number 1. Aware of what you control. The first trait that is on the gate of becoming a Stoic man is understanding the world around you and where you stand. Being aware of your surrounding puts your life in balance as you let go of the countless chains that just aren't in control. Instead, you tend to focus on those that are in your control and hence are able to actually convert effort into progress. Too many men are focused on problems that are not their own. They waste so much time in trying to turn cards that aren't theirs. If instead they had focused that energy into things in their own hands, fulfilling their responsibilities, managing their finances, building and maintaining their own household, they would be able to generate a much better life for themselves and those around them. They would then actually be Stoic men. In order to make this trait a part of your life, start by journaling your days. Plan the errands you have to run as early in the morning as you can. You won't be swayed by the unlimited distractions and will get meaningful work done that serves your grand vision or purpose. So, when the world is in distress and fear, panicking over wars that aren't theirs, you'll continue being self-reliant, getting things that are actually your problem done. Number 2. Mental strength. Stoic men are able to segregate between what benefits them from what eats away their potential. They don't seek short-term pleasures, whereas a majority of men lose their entire lives to it. Being Stoic involves taking care of your mind and body by keeping away from quick and artificial dopamine releases. That involves not using recreational drugs, not becoming an alcoholic, and definitely not getting addicted to crude media to fulfill desires of female intimacy. When something makes you feel too good for not doing much, it's a sign to stay away from it immediately. Stoic men make this differentiation in their minds from a young age. They are aware that that's the time they need to be capable mentally and physically to make something out of their lives. The people who never had that mental strength to inflict strong boundaries upon themselves when young, they grow older to the same immature persona, never living a life worth being proud of. Wisdom too comes with first the presence of mental strength to choose the right path. So, if you aspire to be someone others look to for guidance, you'll first have to master guiding yourself. Number 3. In control of anxiety. This trait is somewhat of a combination of the first two we talked about. This is the realization that stressing or worrying about something isn't a fixated feeling. It's a deliberate choice. The fear of the unknown is not like a stab wound, where you have no option but to bear the pain. Instead, it's just one of the moods that can be within your control. Emphasis on the can be. That's because it's not a totally obscure trait of people being unfazed by huge losses. Sure, there is a little disappointment, but it doesn't get them sloppy or in their bed all day, cursing the universe for just hating them out of everyone else. The Stoic men don't do that. Doing that would mean losing themselves in the storm, the sole time where being in control really matters. They don't bend down, sweeping to find relief through artificial pleasures. Instead, they stand straight and make the decision that seems the best, jumping it off like any other hurdle. Number 4. Not indulging in aimless dating. Defining an aimless man isn't difficult at all. It's just the man who spends his prime youth years, his early 20s and 30s, in pursuit of aimless hookups and dating, never amounting to anything. It's another form of seeking temporary pleasure that doesn't induce in him any wisdom or long-term happinesses. All it does is fulfill an ego, never allowing him to make actual, substantial progress in his life. It also further deteriorates his control over himself, his ability to make rational decisions. All he's able to do in the end is chase one firework after the next, all seeming like the fulfillment he lacks in his life, but amounting to nothing more than a mere smoke after a while. A Stoic man journals his moves, saves his seed to fuel desires actually worth striving for. A man with weak values might think he is struggling to find women or that he is simply incapable. Number 5. Believing the statistics, not the opinion. There's a well-known saying that goes around in modern culture: numbers don't lie. Well, they really don't. The Stoic man knows that. That's why the decisions he makes come from the reality of things, instead of the perception. Staying grounded in reality enables him to make real progress instead of dangling around in fantasy land. He journals data and refers to it constantly instead of just his gut feelings. When he's at the gym, his workout doesn't depend on whether he feels like he did enough. Instead, he journals his progress weekly and constantly adjusts it to make sure he pushes his limits and stays in a progressive overload. Someone who doesn't follow the same procedure would likely spend months following the same routine, never really making any worthy progress. That's because he's playing the emotional game when a man is guided by statistics. Number 6. Treats pain as privilege. In the modern world, where everything has become easier than ever been in history, most people can't handle enduring pain anymore. When anything puts them out of their comfort zones, leaving them confused and uncertain, their first instinct is to run and hide as far as possible. They would rather avoid the discomfort than get used to it and growing because of it. A Stoic man does not do that. He treats the feeling of pain in this soft world as privilege, as opportunity to be stronger than he was yesterday. If you think you've been avoiding the lessons life tried blessing you with, stop running away and embrace them with open arms. If it's only once you live, don't waste it experiencing all the different man-made drugs to cope. Spend that life figuring out the naturally highest peak of your capabilities. Number 7. Chooses freedom over the easy route. There has been a constant push in modern times to make life easier and safer, to make it so you don't have to put so much strain on your body or mind, to give the illusion that you can get off fine by just the minimum, to make moving through life seem like a breeze with happiness as the only emotion. But this comes with a severe cost. It requires you giving up your freedom. As once the whole world was yours to explore, now there are rules, policies, regulations. You have to follow commands to ensure safety. Without freedom, are you any more than a dog on a leash? Anytime you take an easy road, avoiding what looks daunting, you are giving up your masculinity to others. When you choose to stay in that stable job because at least it makes you go by, you're choosing to be stuck in that never-ending rat race, serving everybody but yourself. You eventually start losing your masculinity. Number 8. Take ownership of their own lives. Stoic men don't depend on anybody. They're aware that they themselves is all they've got. This is not supposed to be a demotivating message. No, this doesn't mean all your friends and loved ones have been faking their support to you. It's just that at the end of the day, nature has put the power of deciding your fate in your hands and your hands only. No one else can hit the gym for you to lose your weight. No one else will spend hours of their day to stuff money in your pockets. Yes, they'll motivate you from the sidelines, but don't mistake their words of encouragement as accomplishments. So quite realistically, you need to stop expecting others' sympathy, stop talking unnecessarily, and just make the life you want for yourself. And trust us, they still won't care once you get everything you aspired. It's just what it is. You have to do it for yourself. That's what makes you stoic. Number 9. Calm hunger. It's a trait that shapes the way you move around your day. Not being off balance or submerged deep in emotions, but keeping a cool head while you tick off your daily responsibilities. You stick to your business and get the job done, especially when it doesn't amuse you. That's when you can know it's not your emotions on the driver's seat, but self-control and determination. Without that calm hunger, you will lose every ounce of motivation in your system and have to bail out of every situation when it gets too demanding, when actual progress is actually around the corner. Having this trait in your system is one of the key traits that defines how far you go in life. And lastly, number 10, lack of woman issues. If you think you have woman issues in your life, it's most probably not woman issues. There's some inconsistency in your own self that shows out in an image of external discomfort. There isn't a lack of those emotional, in their feelings, touchy guys right now. Most of them worry more about their relationship status, or at least a lack of one, instead of focusing on what really matters. Attention and effort on their flaws. A woman does not want a guy whose purpose in life is getting a woman. There has to be you first. Get your life in order. Find a resolve to get behind. In the process, get in shape and get your money up. Be a stoic man instead of just dreaming about it. That'll be it for the 15 signs of a superior man. How many of these do you identify with? Which of these will you try to implement in your daily life? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the notifications bell on to never miss a video.